Hey guys, you know that expression, better late than never? I promised you all a pink makeup tutorial quite a while ago, and I'm finally getting around to doing it today. So in case you missed the videos where I talked about this, I am only buying one or two new products now every month. I've set a budget for myself, and I'm going to try to stick to that. And part of the reason is the amount of money I was spending on makeup, but part of the reason is also I was buying so much makeup that I have such a huge collection and I want to use it and enjoy what I have. So if I ever use a product in a video that you can't get anymore, just substitute something that you already have. Go through your makeup collection and find a similar product and substitute. It doesn't have to be exactly the same thing. And the reason why I say that is I'm going to be using things going forward that are either no longer available by the brand or they were limited edition and maybe you missed out and you didn't get those things right away. But check and see, sometimes you can still get things you think something will be sold out and it might not be. Okay, so I'm going to start with what I always start with. I always hydrate my lips first. This was from last year's Wet n Wild Christmas collection. It's the Nightmare Before Christmas lip oil, and the shade is called Too Faced. So if you didn't get this, then just, hydrate your lips with whatever lip oil you have. This is just a fun purple one. Smells like chocolate though. So all the Halloween collections are going to be coming out very soon. Usually they come out in August. So I already made my purchase for the month of July. Yesterday I finally decided what I was going to get for July. But next month, when the Halloween collections are released, I will most likely, for my purchase for August, buy something from a Halloween collection because Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year. I've always loved Halloween. I have boxes and boxes of decorations, and I don't know, I just really like that. Okay, so for foundation, I'm going to be using something you haven't seen in a while. It's the Revlon Skin Caring Foundation. My shade is 109. This is a little light for me, but I don't use a primer with this because it has like skincare ingredients in it, so it really doesn't need a primer. Gonna use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I think I used this yesterday, but I like to give my foundation a little shake just in case to, make sure all the pigments are mixed up nice. And I love that it's in a pump bottle, but this feels really nice on the skin because of the skincare ingredients. But see, it's a little light for me. When I bought this originally, I wasn't sure what shade to get and I guessed wrong. And I'm not somebody that likes to return things. If I make a mistake and I buy the wrong shade, the way I look at it is that's on me. I'm not going to go return it at the store and ask for my money back and put myself in like an awkward position. Because a lot of times when you make a mistake and you blend it in, sometimes once it's blended in and you have all the rest of your products on, sometimes it looks okay. But this is my oldest foundation right now, so that's another thing I'm going to try to do is use things from categories that is the oldest one. Not for every category though, because some things I just love so much that I'm going to use the things I love the most, even though they're not the oldest thing. So I'm going to pick and choose when it comes to that type of thing. But this is a nice foundation, and it is the oldest one that I currently have. And yeah, the color is not perfect, but see, now that I'm blending it in, it doesn't look crazy. I love foundations that have skincare ingredients so that I don't have to use a primer though. And there's quite a bit in here because I didn't use it that much after I bought it because of the color being wrong. But we'll see how it goes. I do have another foundation that I bought around the same time frame that the color matches better, but I want to see if I can use this up. And that will be less that I have to throw away next month because this is one of the things that would be expiring in August if I don't use it up. But at some point I may switch over to the other thing that will be expiring in August. So I don't know. Maybe I should just go back and forth then, huh? Now this is not going to be expiring because I didn't buy this too long ago. The Essence Bright Eyes Under Eye Stick. This is a corrector. Just using a Sephora concealer brush, my old one that I've had for a million years. And this is not expiring. My Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer in 1C. I love this so much. It was crazy expensive, but man, this is probably the best concealer I've ever tried. And believe me, I've tried, I would say, dozens of concealers, if not hundreds. And yeah, this is great. And this is my oldest powder that I have right now. I don't know if it's expiring next month. I don't think so, because powder, of course, lasts way longer than liquid products. But it's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder in the shade Light Pink. And I really like loose powders. I think they just easier to apply to me, I think. And the finished look is so much nicer. I just tap some in the cap, take my e.l.f. powder brush, swirl my brush in there, and I start with my nose because my nose is always red. And then I bring it around my mouth because I usually accidentally get some of my lip hydrating product on the skin in that area, tapping a little more in and doing the center of my forehead and then bringing it down where I put the concealer and corrector. And that's going to make the under eye area look even better. All right, next we are doing contour, and I'm using my Essence Baby Got Bronze bronzing stick in the shade 20 Moon Dust. This is like the easiest contour in the world, you guys. I'm going to use my Real Techniques contour brush. So I just go under my chin area and then the cheek area up to the temples. If you suck in your cheeks, you can use that as a guideline as to where to start. Look for that hollow in your cheek and then go right above that. And I know my hair doesn't look that good like this, but I can't stand it when you're trying to do your makeup and the hair's all hanging in your face. So if you stay till the end of the video, you'll always see like the finished look because I put earrings on usually and everything, and then you'll see what I look like in real life instead of like this. Okay, for blush, these blushes are so underrated by e.l.f. and they are so inexpensive. And they are the ones in the clear packaging, and you can usually find these in any store that carries e.l.f. This one is called Bright Pink, but Yeah, these are very inexpensive, but so nice. So I'm going to grab my old Essence blush brush that is no longer available, but I love this brush so much. I even went out and bought the new e.l.f. blush brush, and I don't like it as much as I do the old one. So I'm just going to press the brush into the blush, not swipe it, but just press it. And then buff it into that area. I don't like a ton of blush because I have a lot of red and pink in my skin already, so I don't like to go crazy with the blush because I'm just putting back what I tried to take away, you know what I'm saying? For highlighter, now it's funny that I mentioned about Halloween collections because this is something that shows up every year at Dollar Tree. It's by Beauty Intuition, and it just says Beauty Intuition face powder on it, and it has a skull imprint on it, and they usually bring this back every year. I actually have a backup not even open because the first time I bought this, I didn't even know if I was going to see it again the next year, and I didn't know how often I was going to want to use it. So I actually have a backup not open. I have a bag of stuff that are backups, and I've done videos like what's in my backup drawer or what's in my backup bag. If you want to see what I have backups of products that I love so much. This is a Wet n Wild highlighter brush. So this is just a white highlighter, but I really like it. If you have fair to light skin, try a white highlighter. I think you will like it. So see that? So if you go to Dollar Tree next month, I would say, I think they bring this out in August, you know, whenever the Halloween stuff comes out. Very nice. $1.25 for a white highlighter that looks pretty. Why not, right? All right, I'm going to do my brows next just because that's just the order that I like to do it. This is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Waterproof Brow Pencil, and I get the shade, is it deep or dark? It is deep brown. This is so easy to work with, you guys, and it can stand up to the intense heat of summer and the humidity. I live in Massachusetts, and it is very hot and very humid here in the summer. So it's nice to have a waterproof brow so that it will stay in place if you have to go out in the heat, which of course you have to go out in the heat for various reasons. Today I'm going to be looking for strawberries. I buy organic strawberries because I don't want pesticides in my food. But man, everybody else must buy organic strawberries too, because the stores that I typically shop at for groceries are completely out of organic strawberries right now. So I'm going to have to go to a different grocery store that I don't really like shopping at because their prices are too high. You know, I have like 4, maybe 5 grocery stores all in my immediate vicinity, and the price point is completely different from one to the other. So I don't like shopping at those stores, but I don't like pesticides in my food either. Okay, so brows are done. Now we're going to prime the eyes with my Morphe Solo Artist Priming Cream Eyeshadow in Debut. So we're going to switch over to my new Sephora concealer brush that I bought recently. And I'm just going to put some of that all over the eye area. Well, the mosquitoes are back. Obviously, it's July, right? So that makes it kind of tough to go for a walk outside because the area where I live in my neighborhood has 2 ponds. So I start off going for my walk, and when I get to a few blocks away, when I get near the ponds, whoosh, here comes the mosquitoes, and it's like trying to not get bit. But I like going for a walk outside. I don't have a treadmill in my house or anything, but I do have access to a treadmill where I live. But yeah, I don't really like exercising indoors. I would much rather walk outside. And if I take a different route when I'm walking, and you go down different streets, it's all like uphill, and it's like I don't like that either. So I try to stay in the level areas for my walks. Okay, finally we're getting to the eyeshadows, right? So the first thing I'm going to go into is something that I think it's discontinued. Haven't seen it on the brand's website in quite a while, and it's one of the things I showed you in yesterday's video. It's the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Beauty Killer 2 palette. And again, if you don't have something like what I'm going to show you, look through your collection and see. This is called Blow Up Doll. Some of the names of his stuff. It is a matte bubblegum pink eyeshadow. All right, I'm going to grab my Urban Decay blending brush. He has a new collection out with like a Western cowboy theme, and I think I may have seen a matte pink eyeshadow in that collection. So look at that though. Yeah, the pigmentation on his shadows are unbelievable. So we're going to put that part way in the crease and the outside part of my lid. Look at that pigmentation though. Wow. I haven't used this palette in quite a while, but like I said, I want to use the things I have, you know? Yeah, if you look in your eyeshadow collection for a matte, bright, bubblegum pink eyeshadow, you might have one already. Now, the thing with pigmented eyeshadows is they're a little trickier to work with. So you just have to be patient and take your time. So I'll just do one eye so you won't be here all day. And then I'll do the other eye off camera. Right now I'm just trying to get the shape that I want. I have this issue, if you've been with me for a while, you'd probably know what I'm going to say, where the eyeshadow doesn't want to cling to a certain area because I guess I'm not putting enough eyeshadow primer in that area. But see right here how it's not clinging, so I have to keep going over that to get it to cling. Okay, let's put this palette aside for a moment. Now the other palette I'm going to use, I think you can still get this. This is the Wet n Wild Spongebob collection that they just came out with, and this is the F.U.N F.U.N Iron Face palette. But when I did my videos that I did with this collection, I don't think I used this shade, and oh my god, you guys, what is it called? It doesn't have a name. It's number 13. But look at this. Look at how gorgeous that is. I can't believe that I didn't use that when I did my other videos on this collection, because that is special. It's a shimmery pink, but it's the most gorgeous shade of pink. It's got like a hint of a purple tone to it, but it is pink. So with these kind of shades, I like to use my finger. But look at that, guys. Isn't that stunning? It's worth the price of the palette alone just for that shade. All right, so I'm going to put that on my lid. So if you still haven't gotten this palette, I think it is still available, but holy smokes. Yeah, that is really something. Okay, now number 15 is a matte purple. I'm going to take a little bit of that on a clean brush. This one right here. And just pick that up. And we're going to put some of that right over that pink, just to give it like a little depth. But I still, I'm not going to cover up all the pink. I just want to get that in the very outside. Yeah. Oh, that looks pretty over the pink. Okay, now I'm going to switch to like a small detail brush. This is a Profusion Small Firm Eyeshadow Brush ES4. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of that purple. And I'm going to connect that to what I just put down. Just like that, okay? Now, I'm going to go back into my Beauty Intuition highlighter palette, pick up a clean brush, and pick up a little bit of that. and put that on my brow bone and use it as an inner corner highlight because I don't see a highlight shade in either one of these palettes. Oh yeah. All right, now I'm going to take this hard candy eyeliner in the shade Twisted Grape because we're doing pink with a little purple. So let's do this on the waterline. And this purple coordinates nicely with the purple that I chose from the Wet n Wild palette. All right, I'm going to play catch up with the other eye, and I'm going to curl my lashes, put my mascara on, and we're going to come back and finish the lips. Okay, so I curled my lashes and applied my Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. Excuse me, I was reading some reviews on this, and people were saying that they didn't get the hype, that they didn't like it. Try the waterproof version. The regular one is the one with the green trim. This is the one with the blue trim, and this is the waterproof. And I'm not fond of the regular one either. I really like the waterproof one. So just FYI. Okay, so for lips, I am going to start with the Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in 135 Palest Pink. This is a little hard to find because Maybelline seems to be focusing more on their newer liners that are all nudes. But if you like pink lipstick, you kind of need this. Because this shade of pink is kind of tough to find in an affordable lip liner. So I think this might be my backup. I'm not sure. I was going to say I have a backup of this, but this might be my backup because yeah, it's getting hard to find. Okay, so for lipstick, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Silk Finish lipstick in shade 518D, which is called Nouveau Pink. And I bought so many of these Wet n Wild. Oh my God, guess what, guys? Oh, for a minute there, I thought it was stuck. I couldn't twist it up. These are like 98 cents, and you can get them at Walmart. You can get them on Amazon's Wet n Wild storefront page. You can get them from Wet n Wild directly. I bought different shades at different places because I wanted to get all the shades because I love them, and I'm always scared they're going to discontinue them. But look at that shade. Oh my God. Yeah, that coordinates perfectly with the pinks that I used for the eyes and cheeks. All right, I'm gonna go take my hair down, put some earrings on, and be right back. Okay, so every single product that I used will be listed in the description box as always, and it looks like I came down a little bit too far on that side. All right, all done. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And if you like these makeup tutorials, give it a thumbs up so I know that you like these kind of videos. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.